Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Back again, back again. Angel's back, Angel's back. What is up, you guys? So, I am back and it is Thursday. Alright, now you're probably thinking, hey, whoa, wait a second. You just said you're making videos on Tuesday. Now it's Thursday. It's only 2 days later. What's going on? What is going on in this brain right now? I don't even know. That's how amazing it is. Alright, so I decided Thursdays is going to be my new days. I'm thinking calling it Throwback Thursday. What y'all think about that, huh? Throwback Thursdays. And today's topic is about when I went to Job Corps back in January up till September. Now, in this bag right here, which I found in my garage, because, you know, I just moved and I haven't gotten through my stuff and decided to do that. While I was going through my stuff, I realized, hey, I got a lot of memories, a lot of souvenirs, things that I could start talking about, because I did do some traveling and some exploring and learning new things while I was growing up. Let's have a whole day dedicated to just things that I show you guys what I've been through. Now, in this bag is pretty much things I had on my bulletin board where I used to sleep because we weren't allowed to put anything on the walls. But yeah, and things I had in my locker and on this little countertop that they gave us. Now, I went to Treasure Island Job Corps, which obviously it says it in the name. It's on an island. So I'm on an island and I'm not knowing what I'm going to do, so I decided to bring 2 books, not realizing I don't read, so yeah. But I do watch movies, and one movie that I really enjoyed was Catching Fire. So I went out and bought the book. Hard copy, because you know, you never know, things get damaged and you don't want to rip your book. I don't know if you can see that. Catching Fire. Yeah, it's a good book. I recommend it to anyone that likes to read. I definitely did not get bored with this book like I did with my other book, on the other hand, which is boom, Girl to the Core. I read like the first 3 pages, got bored, couldn't get into it, and I was falling asleep every time I tried to read it. Yeah. Now, I did have other things to do while I was there at Job Corps. I was able to explore. They had a gym. They had my favorite place, the dining hall, which was where we got our food, you know, the cafeteria. I'm for having advanced culinary, which is, you know, the better food, and so you'd assume, you know, the food is gonna be decent. No, it's some things were okay, like their burgers. They actually made decent burgers. I don't think you can make wrong burgers, but yeah, and their hot dogs were good and things like that. Things that you can't mess up on. It was good. Their eggs. Ooh. Ooh. Just be careful. But yeah, so back to what I was saying was word search. I was really big on word search. I didn't know what to do, so I would do this in class when I finished all my work, or in the cafeteria when I was trying to stay away from drama. Job Corps is known for having drama. It's pretty much a bunch of high schoolers or high school mentality people there. So imagine living with high schoolers. Yeah, that's pretty much to give you an idea of what's going on. I also love to color. I was really big on coloring when I was at Job Corps. Each page took me, not gonna lie, about an hour to do. First stuff. Boom, look at that. Artistic right here. This is your new artist. No, not really. I can't draw, but I can color. I can color. Give me a coloring book and I am set. My folder. This was all the stuff that you learn in your last couple weeks. It's called CTR. It's your business week, which you'll get a little packet with you know, pretty much telling you what you're gonna do. The first day, code of conduct. Second day, job searching. Wednesday, which is the third day, you learn how to do an elevator pitch, which is very important when you're trying to get a job. Learn about budgeting, your second to last day, and then the very last day, you do your mock interview. And during your mock interview, you go to your CTS and you have to like an interview, pretty much. It feels a little legit. Like me, I failed mine. Look, I got a 3, 2 3s, a bunch of 4s, and 5s. 5s is what you want. You want to get all 5s. I didn't do so good. I just kind of failed at that. But that's okay. Oh, and bam, certified. Handcuffs certified. Brings me to my handcuffs. I am certified, so I went out and got some actual handcuffs. Bam! Because, you know, I'm a beast like that. And, yeah. So, I'm certified, and I can have these out in public, and nothing bad's going to happen to me, because, you know, I'm certified. I was taught how to use them. There ain't nothing bad happening to this mofo. And I had a belt. This one's my replacement belt because my old security belt got lost somewhere in the move. But yeah, you do get to visit your parents on weekends if you have transportation. Luckily, there is BART, and that's what got me home. So the little paychecks I would get there, I would use it as my BART fare, pretty much. I got my packet. So this is also what you do in your last day in CTR 1. And it's pretty much your timeline collage, pretty much your whole life story. They want you to do it a poster, and you gotta like present. And me, I'm very arts and craftsy, so I'm probably gonna end up, you know, putting these up actually. I like it. I'm glad I did these. My reviews, they judge you while you're there, because, you know, who doesn't judge? Apparently Job Corps does. They give you a calendar so you can keep track of the days. I never did. And when you graduate, you get a little tassel, which is awesome. They give you little cards, blank cards and envelopes, so, you know, you write thank yous or goodbyes. I didn't use mine because everyone was around when I was leaving, so I was able to say goodbye to everyone without having to give them letters, which is cool. You get a folder, and pretty much in this folder, it tells you, it has all the PowerPoints and papers that you're gonna need. I also put my scoring records in here. If you are like me and choose to do security, you are going to have to fill out time cards. Time cards looks a little bit like this. You just write your info, and they score you on how well you do that week. If you did good, it's more money. If you do bad, it's less money. They pay by the day, and depending on if you did a great job, you get all the money that you should get. And if you don't, then you don't. Plain and simple. It's kind of funny that way. So in your first week, yes, you get a blank folder. This is a blank folder, and it's a blank folder, supposed to be. And by the end of it, you're gonna have a big fat stack of all kinds of papers, because of my CTR 1 instructor. Not gonna say his name because, you know, privacy is a big deal. But yeah, so on the front of it, he has you write my outcome equals my input. So he loved playing mind games, pretty much. Pretty much this states that your work speaks for itself. So yeah, this is pretty much everything you're gonna get that week. Now that's a lot of papers for 1 week. You do watch videos, you do get to do other things, you do a lot of walking, and if you do go to Treasure Island, you will understand that keeping up is a real thing. Sometimes you're gonna have to run, sometimes you're gonna have to pick up the pace. Or if you're like me and you are little, like I'm not that tall, I'm only 5 feet tall, well 5'1", 5'2" with shoes. So shout out to all those shoes that make you taller. Yeah, so I had to definitely keep up by running. If you're in security, again, you're gonna get a notepad. You pretty much want to write down stuff. Oh, you also get a name tag. I never filled mine out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I left mine blank, but yeah, this goes part of your ID. They give you this like badge thing and you have to wear it all the time. It's kind of gay. Don't expect something nice. They give me medication because I have problems with headaches since I was 7, so they had always given me that. And at Job Corps, they have this thing, it's called the closet, and they have toys, which I got a yo-yo. But it's not a normal yo-yo, it's a yo-yo ball, so I can play while I am in line and stuff like that. Because my security pants had a ton of pockets. If you do good, like me, you get certificates. Now, I did JRTC when I was younger, so I figured why not put my certificates in here. So I got pretty much certificates for perfect attendance, completing 90 days. This is one of the things that you'll get after you can withstand at Job Corps for 90 days. They do give you something for that, which is cool. I think give you other things, such as 30-day ones. They do 60-day ones and so forth and stuff like that. I had, during week 4, this was an important week to me. We got a little booklet. She gave us questions and we had to answer them. And I don't know if you can tell, but I get bored. I started drawing. Inside is honestly just a bunch of poems that I wrote along with questions that she was giving us. On the front it says, what is your purpose? What is your motivation? Who's your role model and why? Other questions that was asked is, what is your dream? And what is your passion? The last day, she does ask you a few more questions, and it's reflecting your week, you know, how was it? How do you feel? Are you ready for Job Corps? Are you not ready for Job Corps, as in the training wise? And what are your dislikes? So that was cool. Maybe one day I'll show you guys all my poems that I write, because I'm very poetic. I just got the last thing to show you guys. Well, bam. You're supposed to turn this in. I never did. It is pretty much all the classes you're gonna have to go for the first 2 weeks that you're there. It's like if you're on probation, pretty much, because you're not gonna have time for the rec room. You're not gonna have time to go play. You're not gonna have time to do anything because you gotta go to all these classes. So yeah, you wanna go to these classes because you gotta get a signature and you're gonna have to turn it in at the end of the day. Not the end of the day. You gotta turn it at the end of the 2 weeks that is scheduled, pretty much. And they like mark on your thing, like they have like a clipboard and they mark if you're, if you actually go, if you attend. And yeah, and if you don't, you fix your score. And pretty much the scoring that I showed you guys, that is kind of like your GPA there. School, it's a trade, and housing, all that good stuff. So yeah, that was what was in my bag. This turned out to be a really long video. If you sat through the whole video, go ahead and hit that like button if you guys enjoyed what you saw. Sorry that it was super long. I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care. And you want to like, you know, be like, hey Angel, how's it going? But yeah, so that's all that good stuff. See you guys back on Tuesday.